this demo shows the embedded OKTA widget in our Angular application for the JSS OKTA demo for the second blog in the series. And I'm just going to have a run through exactly how that embedded widget works. So if I click on log on embedded, I'm going to enter my username and password. Now the title you can see up here, this has actually been stored in the JSS dictionary, and I've also installed the button text from the JSS dictionary as well, just as an example. I'll run through those in just a bit. It logs in, goes to Okta, comes back again with our token, and then logs us in, and then we are getting those profile details from Okta and the ensuing user token that comes back. And we can also then just log out the same as before. Okay, so a quick run through of some of that code. So in our config file, we've got most of our routes added to that config file now. You'll have to replace your Okta ID into that URL, into those two URLs actually, and then also throw your client ID in there before deploying. In our signing component, so we detect if we're server-side or not. So if we're server-side, we exit because we don't want to run this front-end code. In our ng-on-init method, we are detecting if the user is authenticated or not. If they are authenticated, then we can just redirect them straight to the portal route straight away. Otherwise, we start by importing the Okta sign-in widget. So why are we importing this dynamically here instead of importing it at the top of the page? Well, Okta sign-in widget turns out has a reference to good old Windows. So if we don't do that until after we've done this checkup here, it will actually break our server-side code and you'll get a nice server-side error on the screen. So that's exactly why we're doing that. Then we go into basically detect if the dictionary is loaded yet, and we wait until the dictionary is loaded before proceeding. And this is where we grab those two dictionary items, so the title and the submit button text. We set those up and those then get added into our configuration. So this is the widget configuration that gets added onto our HTML page. So the widget gets injected as the very last step on that component. The only other thing to note, we added an extra button in the navigation. So as you saw, there is our embedded button. And that's simply going to the login route, whereas the direct login will use the Okta auth login redirect. So that will go via Okta, and it will use Okta's login form hosted on their domain. And this is the front end of the login component. So fairly simple, and that div holder there is where where the Okta login widget gets injected. We've included the Okta embedded sign-in CSS, so that gives our sign-in form some styling out of the box. Could change some of that styling if you wanted to, but for this purpose of this demo, we haven't done that. And that's a wrap.